Hello, I am Mr. Napolitano. I'm a second grade teacher, and I will be reading chapters 36 to chapters 40 of Shine. Chapter 36, Event Horizon. After Ainsley makes her grand, strutting exit from the media center, my friends show up. We have our 15-minute meeting, and everybody agrees the Seniors for Seniors idea would be a great next project. They also like my official-looking binder. Let's find a local animal shelter to work with, suggests Emily. I nod. One with older dogs they're having trouble finding homes for. The motion carries unanimously. We divvy up the taxes and head to our homerooms. I'm not even thinking about Ainsley or the Excelsior Award because I'm having too much fun thinking about all those rescue dogs making dozens of Mrs. Gilberts happy. But then I go visit Dad during my independent study time. He tells me about his meeting with Dr. Throckmorton. It was for all the music and performing arts teachers. There have been so many complaints from parents, including, of course, the Braden Hammerschmidts and Mr. Breckenridge, that they've decided to do the Spring Talent Show early this year, on March 14th. That's next week, I say. One night before the Excelsior Award winner is announced. Exactly, says Dad. It seems that the talent will likely play a major role in the Excelsior judges' final deliberations. Well, I think, bye-bye, Excelsior Award. Even if Siraj was right that I was in the lead because I won the science fair, that lead has vanished. There are clear-cut winners at talent shows, just like there were at the athletic competitions. But I don't have a talent, I mutter. Sure you do, kiddo. Your talent is making me proud. I arch my eyebrows. That is such a daddish thing for him to say. Maybe I could learn how to juggle. Just keep doing your best, hon. That's all any of us can do. I slump off to my next class. Dr. Throckmorton makes the big talent show announcement over the PA system. Yes! We hear Ainsley shout from the room across the hall. I'm going to crush it! I slump to lunch with my friends. Kwame and Tim are both thrilled that the Spring Talent Show has been moved up. They've already asked me to MC again, says Kwame. I need to start working up some fresh material. Can the MC win the talent show? Asks Emily. He can if he's as funny as I am. I get a full 5 minutes to do a comic monologue at the top of the show. I don't care about winning, says Tim. I just want my dad to see me saw a lady in half. Do you think he'll be there? I ask. I really hope so, says Tim. He's going to love your new trick, Tim, I say. Maybe I could solve a complex equation at a rolling chalkboard, says Emily. That would really wow the crowd. After Kwame and Siraj finish lunch and leave the table, Tim turns to Emily. Are you really going to do math for the talent show, he asks. No. Then maybe you could be the legs of the lady. You could be the legs of the lady I saw in half. What? Don't tell anybody, but I need 2 helpers to do the trick. Piper will be the one on stage with me and... Excuse me? Piper Millie? It's Ainsley. She's back. Dr. Throckmorton needs to see us. Us? She nods and smiles. It's about the science fair. Chapter 37, Crashing to Earth. I'm sitting in Dr. Throckmorton's office, sinking into a padded leather chair, facing the headmaster's hulking desk. Ainsley is perched on the edge of her matching chair, smiling. Miss Millie, says Dr. Throckmorton, his hands forming a thoughtful pyramid underneath his nose. Yes, sir? Question. Did you read all the rules and regulations regarding this year's science fair exhibits? To be honest, I sort of skimmed them. We didn't, says Ainsley. We? I wonder. She, of course, clarifies. My father's lawyers went through those rules with a fine-tooth comb. Miss Millie, says Dr. Throckmorton, looking extremely stern behind his owl glasses. In the future, You would do well to familiarize yourself with all the rules and regulations governing any competition you might choose to enter. I call your attention to Section 12, Use of Firearms and Weapons in a Science Fair Project. Weapons? You had a marble shooter, says Ainsley, a robot with a trigger that shot glass projectiles. It was a cannon. You could have put somebody's eye out with that thing. But Dr. Throckmorton shows me the palm of his hand. I don't think I'm allowed to protest whatever decision he's already made. According to Section 12, and I quote, to ensure the safety of the student and any people or animals in the vicinity of the project, a student with a project using firearms or other weapons must have a research advisor approve his or her plans prior to using the weapon. Did you receive this prior approval, Miss Millie? No, I say, but Miss Oliviero shot a marble at my moonscape. Does that count? Dr. Throckmorton shakes his head, slowly. You leave me no choice, Miss Millie, the headmaster continues. Since you violated the rules of the competition, we must rescind your first-place victory. That means they're taking away your blue ribbon, says Ainsley, pretending she's being helpful. You didn't win. You lost. But, I sputter. Do you wish to formally protest Dr. Throckmorton's decision? Asks Ainsley in her phony, helpful voice. Maybe you should talk it over with your father first. Dr. Throckmorton flips open a binder to study a color-coded chart. I believe Mr. Millie has a free period coming up. In a stomach-lurching flash, my mind races back to Christmas Eve. The parents of the a cappella kids more or less forced their old director, Mr. Glass, into an early retirement. A bunch of parents angry about me could probably do the same thing to Dad. And Dr. Throckmorton would be on the parents' side, especially the super rich ones, the ones who donate money to the school, the ones who build the school its auditoriums and stadiums. I don't see any reason to involve my father, I say. I'll tell him what happened. Wise decision, says Ainsley. I hope this experience has taught you a very valuable lesson, says Dr. Throckmorton. It sure did, I think. The next time I go up against Ainsley, Braden, Hammerschmidt, I need to bring my own team of lawyers. The science fair results will be officially adjusted, Dr. Throckmorton continues. The 3 recipients of honorable mention ribbons, Suraj Shah, Emily Blyberg, and of course, Ainsley, Braden, Hammerschmidt, shall be declared the 3 co-winners. Maybe we should have a runoff, suggests Ainsley. Sudden death overtime? No, says Dr. Throckmorton. I consider this matter closed. Ainsley shrugs. Fine, I'll crush at the talent show. She doesn't really seem to care about winning the science fair. She's just happy that my title has been taken away. And that, now, I definitely don't stand a chance at winning the Excelsior Award. Chapter 38. The fault is not in our stars. I didn't know the robot was against the rules, I tell Dad when I finally see him after school. I guess we should have read them as closely as Ainsley and her father's lawyers did. We're driving home in a dreary drizzle. Piper? Yeah? I'm sorry I don't have lawyers like Mr. Braden Hammerschmidt. That's okay. He probably can't play the piano. Probably not. But he could hire someone to play it for him. Heck, he could hire a whole orchestra. An ugly thought creeps into my mind. This is all Tim's fault. Tim's the one who insisted that I use his marble-shooting robot. He's the one who looked so sad when I told him I didn't need it. He's the one who made me break the rules I didn't read but probably should have. This is definitely all Tim's fault. I guess I won't win the Excelsior Award next week, I say when we pull into our driveway. Sorry, kiddo, says Dad. Then we just sit there. Whoever wins first place in the talent show will probably win the Excelsior Award too, I say. Dad nods. Maybe. Are you thinking of entering it? I was going to do a magic act with Tim, I tell Dad. He was going to saw me in half. Tim's the one who gave you the robot marble shooter, right? Yeah, is all I say, but I'm thinking, this is all his fault. Tim was mad at me? I'm the one who should be mad at him. Tim made me lose the science fair and the Excelsior Award. If I do a stupid magic trick with him at the talent show, it will just remind everybody about why I was disqualified and why I had my blue ribbon ripped away. By the way, says Dad, I'm helping Brooke prepare for the show. That's great, I say. She's the only student who asked. She wants to do one of the tunes that I've been tinkering with for my musical. You know, Maybe Tomorrow. It really shows off her vocal range. I'm only half listening to Dad, because I realized that Hannah was right all along. Ainsley Braden Hammersmith and Brooke Breckenridge are from a different galaxy than the one mere mortals like me inhabit. Those girls are super brilliant stars you could see blazing from 1 billion light years away. Me? I really don't have a talent to show the world. I'm like the theoretical brown dwarf star or gas giant planet lurking at the far edges of our solar system, way beyond Pluto. Nobody can see it. Some doubt that it's even there. Chapter 39. Breaking Up the Magic Act. That night, I text Tim to let him know that I won't be assisting him on stage at the talent show. He'll have to find somebody else to saw in half. Then I give him the angry face emoji and type in screaming, all caps, "You made me lose the science fair and the Excelsior Award!" Sorry, Tim texts back. I didn't mean to do either of those things. Later, Hannah comes over. Since when did you start reading Shakespeare? She asks, after poking through the books on my desk. Oh, there's this teacher at Chumley Prep, she nods. Like in that movie, prep school teachers love dead poets. It's a thing. I guess. Anyway, there's this competition for something called the Excelsior Award. They're giving away Alka-Seltzer? No, Hannah. It's for the student who excels the most during the winter term. I never really thought I had a shot, but then I won the science fair and people started telling me that I could win the big award too. I started believing them. Seriously, says Hannah, but those rich kids excel at everything, and the ones who don't, well, they can pay people to excel for them. The car ride to school next morning is extremely quiet. Neither Dad nor I say a word. He's not even humming any show tunes. I figure he's quiet because he's feeling sorry for me. I'm quiet because I know I've let everybody down. Suraj and the others were really counting on me to win one for the Hibbleflitz team. I avoid Tim all day. I'm still angry at him and his dumb robot. I do congratulate Suraj and Emily on their new status as science fair co-winners. It's a Pyrrhic victory at best, says Suraj. He reads the, huh? On my face. It is a hollow victory, he explains, achieved at too great a cost on spurious grounds. My face is hung again, so Emily jumps in. Ainsley's complaints were not genuine or true. That toy marble shooter wasn't a weapon. You should appeal Dr. Throckmorton's decision. And who would she appeal to? Asked Suraj. Dr. Throckmorton is the headmaster. That means he is the head. There is no higher authority. His word is law. I learned that Suraj has agreed to help Tim do his Song a Lady in Half trick. I'm going to be the feet, he tells me. I just have to wear the same exact socks and shoes as Emily. She's going to do your part. I just nod. After school on Friday, everyone is scurrying off to different rooms and rehearsal spaces to work on their acts for the talent show. I'm hurrying along too, mostly because I just want to go home and curl up in a ball on my bed. As I'm heading up the halls, I come across a woman who's rummaging around in a big rubber garbage barrel. She's also sobbing. And of course I have to stop and see what's wrong. This is the worst day of my life, she says. All I can think is, join the club. Chapter 40. A Barrel of Not Laughs. I miss Rhodes, the lady tells me through sobs and sniffles. I'm a substitute. Kids keep streaming past us. I lost my grandmother's antique bracelet in the trash. The clasp broke and the whole thing slipped off. You sure it didn't just fall on the floor, I ask? No. I heard it plunk against rubber. It's in the trash, but but I can't find it. I check out the garbage in the barrel. I see several greasy black banana peels and brown apple cores and lots of those plastic coffee drink domes smeared with whipped cream and smudges of caramel sauce glop. I sigh, take off my blazer, roll up my sleeves, and go to work. I dig deep, but I can't find the bracelet. I have no choice. I have to, more or less, crawl into the barrel head first. I shove aside a layer of crumpled coffee cups and a napkin filled with the crumbs of a half-eaten blueberry muffin. I dig through those blackened banana peels. I try not to breathe. Finally, I see the bracelet. It's coated with mashed mush, but it's okay. Got it! I give it to Miss Rhodes. Thank you, she gushes. You're welcome. Hugging the bracelet tight, Miss Rhodes hurries off, probably to find a jewelry shop that does bracelet repair and cleaning. Miss Millie? It's Mrs. Zamek. Why aren't you wearing your blazer? Well, and why is your blouse untucked? I start slipping the tails of my white shirt back under my skirt. Climbing into that trash barrel made me look like a mess. Do you think the dress code applies to everyone except you? I was just trying to help a substitute teacher who... Mrs. Zamek shakes her head. Just like your mother. You're so special. No, really, I was just... You're lucky school is officially over for the day. Otherwise, I would write you up for violating the Chumley dress code. Yes, ma'am. Go to the girls' room, Miss Millie. Pull yourself together. And while you're in there, please wash up. You smell like a trash bin. And that is chapters 36 to 40. Thank you for listening.